Do you dislike Alaska or do you dislike Alaska? What's up, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm here with Tatianna, who really doesn't need any introduction, but I'll introduce her. Tatianna is one of my favorite all-stars, and what's great is we both have the same parts.
Yeah, we do.
We're actually here filming at this beautiful house in LA. We are shooting a commercial for Tatianna's fragrance choices.
Yes.
The commercial will be coming out soon, so watch for that. Be sure to do that whole subscribe bullshit and turn on the notifications. So I wanted to make some choices with you today. This was really last minute. I was like, let's come up with some easy stuff, and maybe we'll get into some other little kiki. We can put those down if you don't want to be holding it. New York City or LA?
See, they both have their pros and cons.
You don't have a phone a friend on these.
No, I know. That's hard to say. I'll say LA because the weather is a little bit nicer.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Good for you. I have three dogs. Chick flicks or horror movies?
Oh. Horror.
Horror or horror?
Either.
Both are great. I think we made a horror movie today.
Oh, I'm certain that we did.
Toxic or Give Me More?
Give me more. Totally.
NSYNC or Backstreet Boys? It's a tough one, right?
That is really hard.
I feel like Backstreet Boys are very classic, like you know all the words, but NSYNC, you can get like drunk a little bit easier too.
Yes. Backstreet Boys was a little bit older, but I feel like I would have sex with more Backstreet Boys than I would members of NSYNC, so.
Really?
Yeah. No?
Oh, well, different? You know, we all make different choices.
There we go.
Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon?
Jimmy Fallon.
1980s or 1990s fashion?
90s.
Same. Tinder or Grindr?
I think if I had to choose one, it would be Tinder. A touch classier.
Yeah. Hey, let's match so we can never talk to each other.
Exactly.
It's great for that. Would you rather have the power to fly or be invisible?
Invisible.
I think same.
Yeah.
LaCroix or Perrier?
LaCroix.
It's like my most basic bitch thing. Like I just love it.
They're cute.
Favorite fashion designer?
Oh, the blondes.
They're good.
Yeah.
They're good. I did a music video and model, and it was dressed in this gown that they made with all diamonds. It was
They're really good about like encrusting.
Heavy. That thing weighed like 50 pounds. Favorite word? Not choices. That was easy. I was gonna say that's not choices. Like
don't have to think about it.
Splash Mountain or Space Mountain?
I've been to neither.
Really?
Yeah.
You've never been to Disney or like Disneyland or Disney World?
That's true. No, I have. Okay. Which one is?
Splash Mountain is like the zippity doo dah where you go down the.
Oh, it's just like you just go down. You go up.
Well, you go through the mountain
thing.
Yeah, and then you do the
and then
log
what's the other
float.
one?
It's like the Star Wars type thing where you have all the strobe flashing lights, and
that's the one that's it's an indoor roller coaster.
Yeah,
right?
and you wait in line for like 5 hours before getting on it.
That one.
That one. Yeah,
I feel like
minus
you get more
the
bang
line.
for your. Yeah.
Do you dislike Alaska or do you dislike Alaska?
It's terrible. I enjoy Alaska. There's no bad blood there. Hey, girl.
I brought you a gift. I think this is a good time to segue into this.
Yes.
I did make it myself, so that is just
exciting.
a warning. I think it might still be drying.
Good. Oh, now I'm excited. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Did you glue it shut?
No, it just...
Are you sure?
They're just very strong envelopes.
Okay.
You never know when you might need a cheap-ass rhinestone crop top to save your legacy.
Exactly. I'm gonna wear this. Still trying. This would have come in handy.
It would have if you had been able to just loan it to somebody. I don't know who. Choices.
I love it.
I watched season 2 when it came out. Like, I've always had Loga. I'm probably one of the few people that had it as part of my cable package because I was paying
back then it was like
or
on
whatever.
the 3rd or 4th tier.
Yeah. And so I've been a fan of yours for a while. It's really cool to be working with you on such a... I feel like perfume is kind of an intimate project to work on.
Oh, yes.
It's a very personal extension of a brand, an expression of who you are.
It's putting me in a little bottle.
That sounds a little creepy.
Right?
I mean, essentially, it's bottling the essence of Tatianna.
Very, because I think that visually people can take cues from your makeup or your hair as a drag queen or performer. But unless like someone comes out with a fragrance saying, this is mine, it's hard to kind of replicate that situation. So it's cool.
Totally.
It's a fun experience.
We've gone through the process where we talked a little bit about the notes that you like. Citrus, just fresh.
Breezy.
Easy, breezy, beautiful. Linda Evangelista. So we bottled a few different forms. I'm so stupid.
No, it's so good.
We bottled a few different choices. So far, it's looking like formula number 2 is what Tatianna is leaning towards, but this is sort of the process that we go through for Zyrena collaborations. Has it been as good for you as it has for me?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
It's a fun process.
It is, and it's something that like I'd never even thought about doing. Like, I didn't think I'd actually get the opportunity.
Well, I should tell people that the story of how it came to be. I was doing DragCon. I was in drag for one day as Barb from Stranger Things. I was doing DragCon mainly to launch Trixie's fragrance, Plastic. I told my assistant, I said, okay, now we're here for Trixie, and I'm not really, a fangirl of any of the queens, but I really, really want to meet Tatianna. And so I didn't see you anywhere, like I was working the whole time, and then the last day of it, after everybody was like leaving, my assistant was going around giving like fragrances to people, and he comes back and he says, guess who I just met? You mother. So then I stalked you and found you, and I was like, hey, do you want to do a perfume?
And I was like, oh my god, yes I do.
And here we are. It's a reality now.
Totally.
Only it was like a year ago that we
a little under a year ago that we started the conversation.
Yeah, I have a funny story about you. I don't know if I told you about it.
I can't wait for that.
Like I said, I saw you originally in season 2, and I was watching. I had a friend coming over, and I always say, like, as if I need to disclose like what my friend's sexuality is or whatever, but my best straight friend, he walks in as I'm watching the show, and it wasn't the juggernaut that it is now. He walks in, he doesn't know what the show is, and he sees you on screen in drag, and he goes, oof, the things I would do to her. And I go, and I'm like, really? And I'm kind of baiting him. I'm like, tell me more. And he's like, well, she's one of the hottest girls I've ever seen in my life. Cut to an interview of you out of drag, and he goes, wait, who's that? What show is this? I was like, it's RuPaul's Drag Race. That's the girl you just said that you wanted to do a lot of things with. And he's like, well, she's still the hottest girl I've ever seen. Yeah, so I respected him for that. That's the type of hetero that people need to be. That's fine. That a guy can look better than a biological woman.
Take it.
From your knowledge, without naming names, and I don't even know if it's possible, but during Drag Race, during filming, have you ever heard of a kai-kai happening between two queens? Or some sort of love connection going on during the show?
I have to think. I know that none happened on either of the seasons that I was on. Has anyone hooked up though while filming? I want to say someone has, because I've had this conversation with like just other girls before. I honestly, like, if I could remember who it was, I would tell you. I actually don't think so. At least not
Well, that's boring.
While filming. To be fair, like after season 2, we weren't allowed to like hang out in each other's rooms or do anything because we ruined that for everyone else. They just put you in a hotel, and we used to be able to like go over to someone's room, eat dinner, whatever, and you can't do that. Now
they keep you separated.
Oh, they keep you separated. They tape your door shut.
They tape it so they can see if like you broke the seal on the door.
They'll let you in the door and then they'll close it behind you and tape it.
Oh my
So like you can't leave and then tape yourself back in. But if you want like out, or if like you need to go have a cigarette or something, you write a letter and you slip it under your door. And then they just make rounds like every like 20 minutes and then gather up all the letters.
That does not sound like a fun.
Oh, it's not. It's terrible.
I have to ask you about this. This was when we first started talking about fragrance and we were texting back and forth, and then I get a text from you and you're like, hey, it's Tati, this is my new number. And it turned out that people watching aren't gonna know who Tyra Sanchez is, but
He said it.
well, I mean, she'd have to be relevant for people to know. But so I just wanted to ask, what was it that incited like this childishness on her part? What was it? Something she said something and you corrected her on Twitter, or not corrected, but like sort of put her.
It was actually just a text.
Oh, okay.
Where I think she had made a post that Morgan McMichaels had died.
I look pretty good for a dead bitch.
Oh, okay.
And so
she
I
said she
had
did, like,
texted her and I
inappropriate.
said, hey girl,
Yeah.
I want to take this shit
Yeah,
down.
like
It's not a cute
that's
look.
not.
Don't joke about that.
She didn't like that. And so then she done put my number
So
on
then
the
she-
Instagram. But you know what? You don't always get along with everyone.
To make a choice like that just seems like because when you're in the public eye, like you can't go and do certain things like that. If somebody did that to me, I would be pissed as hell. Like, I mean, they would be hearing from my attorney because you can't just do stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's essentially cyberbullying.
Oh, totally. To be fair, all of the voicemails and text messages I got were very pleasant. Everyone was I think people were just excited to have my personal phone number.
But like having to change your number is like such a pain.
That was
in the
annoying.
ass.
And it was like the only phone number I ever had. Like I'd
Really?
Yeah, I'd never had to change it. So it was like my phone number.
Never had it. No one ever gave you a reason to.
Right? Had it since I was 15. I had to change it and memorize a new number, which was a bitch. But it's up here now. I got it.
There's no way you get out of that like not looking like. What's the word you used on season 2? Bitch? What? What is it that the judges weren't seeing? That we are now seeing? Social media brings out the worst in some people.
It totally can. And I had my reaction, to be fair. I'm not innocent. I went and released her number also.
Well, you know what? I think that you were justified in that action. I mean, because you didn't, it's not like you started it.
No, I just
If someone punches me, I'm gonna punch them back. Like,
fair. Yeah.
Unless it's a girl.
I have an album coming out, T1,
Yes.
that should be on iTunes and Spotify and a whole bunch of different places very soon, which I'm very excited.
Can we expect anything similar to the same parts?
I mean, it's all done by the same producers that I
Right.
work with, so it's definitely gonna have the same like kind of vibe.
I still blare that in my car. You created that specifically for, like, you did the spoken word piece and then turned it into a song after.
Yes. Originally, actually, I wrote that when I was 16, 17 years old.
Really?
It was a rap. It was just meant for me and my friends. It's supposed to go a lot faster, but the night before the challenge show, I kind of was like, that might work. I slowed it down, put it to some weird music,
And you know what? When I was watching the show, I was nervous for you when you came.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh
Everyone
no, spoken word. Like,
Like, why?
What is this? Shit?
I had to figure out a way to market it. I'm like, what's the weirdest way I can spoken word, cool. Okay.
It was
Yeah.
it was amazing.
The album's nice. It's gonna be, it's not gonna focus too much on drag per se, just more so life experiences I've had over the last year.
That's very cool. I wouldn't put you in the same category as Trixie Mattel, but she's been very true to herself with her music, which I
Yes.
think is really commendable. Like it's
Totally.
it's authentic, and You don't get that from a lot of like drag queens putting music out.
I just try to make music that I like to listen to. I wouldn't want to make something that's like not something I would, jam out to in my car while
totally
working out or whatever. So I wanted to kind of give people a different view of who I am through a different media.
You did, well, like Same Parts, I mean, that was such a huge success. And you see now queens coming in having songs and just like, oh. like with the talent challenge, everybody seemed to have. They were prepared for it, and I think yours played out better because you didn't go in there with the intention of like, all right, here's the.
It was a last minute decision.
The infomercial.
Yeah.
You made some very good choices. You've some amazing career choices. I'm so excited that we got to work together. And everyone at home, the tens of people watching.
All 10 of you.
All 10 of you. Download Tatianna's music to find out when Choices comes out. And if you want to follow my boring ass stuff, then you know what? I'm putting all the social media links in the description. Follow everything. Just do it right now, because that's the best choice that you can possibly make.
Thank you.